Or is this full-time MMA now?
I love full-time MMA right now.
Back to the daily grind, and shout out to the full-time patrons. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back bagel biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full-time
MMA.
Oscar de la Hoya is saying MMA fighter pay makes him sick to his stomach. I think what he meant to say is a MMA fighter's pay made him sick to his stomach. I think he was talking about Conor McGregor when he came over and fought Floyd Mayweather and he didn't get any money out of that big money fight. You know what I'm saying? $100 million fight, however much was on the line. I think Conor made $100 million in that fight. So however, that was a huge fight, one of the biggest fights of all time in boxing history, and Oscar de la Hoya was not a part of it. He would have loved to be a part of it. So maybe that MMA fighter pay made him sick because Conor McGregor made so much money there. No, that's not what he's talking about. But either way, I do think he might be a little salty. And also him being salty might have been why he decided to start Golden Boy MMA. I mean, he's looking like he's trying to come and step on Dana White's toes now. And I mean, anybody in the MMA promotion scene, you know what I'm saying? As he looks like he's got Tito Ortiz and Chuck Liddell together. They might be squaring off under Golden Boy MMA as like their big launch fight. You know what I'm saying? The fight that's going to get them off the ground. But one of the things Oscar de la Hoya is saying is he's announcing the potential date for that fight, and he's also saying that MMA fighter pay makes him sick to his stomach, and like that's one of the reasons he wants to come over to MMA so he can be like Captain Save a MMA fighter and pay these guys what they're worth. Get the fuck out of here. I'm sorry. I do not believe Oscar de la Hoya is going to come over to MMA, save the day, pay fighters millions of dollars like other sports where they make millions of dollars and millions of dollars. Unless Oscar de la Hoya has unlimited money, he's just not going to be able to do that. For one, he's going to be like the fucking D-League. You already got the UFC, you got Bellator, you got PFL. Kayla Harrison's fighting tonight. We're doing a fight companion later tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern. We are starting. Be there or be square. You got PFL. They're like the C League. And so maybe Golden Boy MMA can get up to be the D League. But damn, how many fucking of the best fighters in the world do you think there are that are not already signed by one of those three organizations? And if not by them, by one or by Risen. Like, you know what I'm saying? MMA is all over the world. So it's not like there's just a big fucking talent pool for Oscar de la Hoya to come in and save the day, unless he's gonna have a whole lot of money behind him in order to sign the big name free agents. Like, if Eddie Alvarez is a free agent, is he gonna go to the UFC or Bellator? Maybe, you know, if he can be a player, if Golden Boy MMA can have enough money to sign guys like that, then all right, we can talk. But other than that, I really don't see how Oscar de la Hoya is going to come in and save the day unless he's going to fucking head some sort of union. I mean, and what it really probably is going to be is he's just coming over here and trying to get some money out of MMA like, you know, Dana did boxing. You know, it seems like almost a get back move in a sense. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to step on his toes a little bit. But with that being said, he might see some of the money being made by the UFC. And see some of the potential, how the sport is growing. Maybe he's trying to jump ship from boxing a little bit, you know. Maybe he's just trying to, you know, dibble and dabble in both. But either way, I don't think he's coming over here just because fighter pay makes him sick to his stomach. I mean, you see this in the music game. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I mean, there's a lot of artists now that are signing other artists to deals. It's like, so you signed by a label, you kind of realize that you're getting pimped out, so you're like, oh, hey, I can do this. So you sign some other fucking artists, and now they have to give you a cut and you give the label a cut. And so that's really what I see Oscar de la Hoya kind of doing. You know, yeah, he was a former fighter, but as a former fighter, he learned the game, and now he's a promoter. You know what I'm saying? And so he's gonna come over to MMA and be a promoter. I don't see him just coming over, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, it is what it is. We'll see if Tito Ortiz versus Chuck Liddell takes place. This is what Oscar de la Hoya has to say. We're looking for the weekend of November 25th, the Thanksgiving weekend. So yeah, we're gonna do it big, just like we do it. I am really looking forward to getting into the MMA world and making sure that these fighters are being compensated well. Look, we risk our lives to fight in the ring. so fighters should be compensated extremely well. The current structure is terrible. I have been talking to many fighters in MMA, and it's ridiculous what they're getting paid. It's crazy. It makes me sick to my stomach. So I'm going to start Golden Boy MMA for a reason, and it's going to start with Chuck Liddell and Tito Ortiz, to pay them correctly, to pay them what they deserve. That's what it's going to take, you know what I'm saying, for Oscar De La Hoya. You're going to have to come out here throwing a lot of fucking money at anybody, not just Chuck and Tito. You can't just say, oh, look, we gave Chuck and Tito millions of dollars, we'll give you millions too. You're actually going to have to put it in the contract. We want to see millions of motherfucking dollars. Pay us like you say, you know, like you feel like we deserve. But it costs money. That costs money. So unless Oscar De La Hoya's got unlimited funds or some crazy ass backer behind him, it's going to be hard to compete with the Bellator and the UFC. You know what I'm saying? And the UFC, actually, though, low-key, they might start getting rid of some fighters. I was talking about that recently. Somebody emailed me talking about this because it seems like in the UFC, only their biggest stars are the biggest draws. Like, the casual fans don't really seem to even care about this, who you would think are decent stars. Like, we just saw a free card, UFC on Fox Calgary. It had Dustin Poirier versus Eddie Alvarez. There was even that was a rematch, and there was a little bit of a grudge there. Also, you had in the co-main event Jose Aldo versus Jeremy Stephens, and then you had Joanna versus Tisha, all on that same card for free, and it bombed. So it seems like fans only care when Conor McGregor or Ronda Rousey or John Jones or Brock Lesnar or some big star is around to generate general interest in the sport. Other than that, fans don't seem to care. And so with that being said, the UFC ain't got time to be paying people that are acting like divas. If there's a fighter that feels like, oh, Conor's making this, oh, John's making this, oh, you know, this fighter's making this, I want to make this. If fighters start getting too premature, prima donna, I mean, you really ain't bringing in the numbers like the big stars. So the UFC could very well be letting a lot of these fighters go if they ask for too much, and that would make room for Bellator to come in and make a play. And then Oscar De La Hoya, if the UFC, and it seems like they might start doing that, you know, they're relying less on the stars as far as the general level stars, not the big superstars, because those are the only ones that really seem to matter for the casual fans. But I'm talking about the mid-tier stars, the guys that the hardcore fans love. Yeah, we all love Dustin Poirier, we all love Eddie Alvarez, we all love fucking Jeremy Stephens. But to the casual fans, like Conor McGregor said, who the fuck is that guy? So with that being said, though, that does make room for somebody like Golden Boy MMA, if they've got the money to come in and try and throw a lot of dollars at these fighters and sign them. Because I'm not gonna lie, if Eddie Alvarez and Michael Chandler were both free agents and Oscar De La Hoya signed them, I gotta watch that fight. I don't give a fuck who is throwing it. I need to watch that fight. If the fighters are cool with their pay, who the fuck are you to complain about Oscar De La Hoya getting into boxing? But with that being said, I just don't think he's gonna be able to do that. I just don't think he's gonna be able to fucking throw millions of dollars at these fighters like so it seems like he feels like they deserve. I mean, a lot of people, especially MMA fans, feel like MMA, but these guys are the hardest workers. You know what I'm saying? As far as what they do in training, in wrestling, you're getting slammed around. In fucking jiu-jitsu, you're getting your joints cranked. In sparring, you're getting punched in the fucking face. And oh, by the way, that's just to get to the fight. Oh, but by the way, you got to do a fucking weight cut before the fight. Meanwhile, you got people over in other sports doing fucking passing drills and running a 40-yard dash. I mean, now in football, they got blocking drills and shit. Of course, that can get pretty violent, but it's still not the same thing, in my opinion, as people that are getting fucking in every discipline getting their ass whooped, and just so they can cut weight and then get their ass whooped or whoop some ass again. So yeah, I agree that MMA fighter pay, it feels like it should be higher. It just feels like that, but we can't put our thumb on it. We don't know all the details. We don't know how much it costs to operate the UFC. We don't know how much it, you know. So with that being said, and also they got a fucking loan they got to pay back. They got to pay back that loan that they just took out. So there's a lot of shit the UFC has to pay behind the scenes before we can really just say, oh yeah, they should be giving the fighters more money. You got to know how much it costs to operate the business. Now with that being said, eventually soon, I'm sure that shit's gonna have to increase once they get this loan starting to be paid back, because yeah, they are, making a lot of money, it seems, off of the sponsorship deals and the Reebok deals and the Modelo and all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? But it seems like gonna be paying that loan back until they get that shit situated. So with that being said, if the UFC can't afford to pay the mid-level stars, that might open up the door for Oscar De La Hoya, but he better have some serious money. So with that being said, it is what it is. I think Bellator is definitely going to be a fucking big player in this coming up 2019, 2020. They're going to start competing with the UFC heavy, because us MMA fans are going to want to see those guys that the UFC might let go. We're going to be watching them whether they're at Bellator or the UFC, so can't wait. And who knows, we might even watch a couple Golden Boy MMA fights fucking around with Oscar. Let the full-time family know what you think in the comments, and make sure you tune into the PFL live reaction. Kayla Harrison, two-time Olympic gold judo medalist, having her second pro fight versus Josette Cotton. We also got Bojan Veličević versus Magomed something else. I forgot his last name, but it's another Magomed something. He's taken in the co-main event, fighting former UFC fighter Bojan Veličević. And then we got Ray Cooper III taking on someone else in the main event. I know who it is. Pavel Kush. That's who he's fighting in the main event. We're watching that live later on, 8 p.m. Eastern. Be there, be square. Let the full-time family know what you think in the comments. And make sure you read the comments, the comment that I post on every video, because it seems like we might have been shadow banned, full-time family. I'm still figuring this shit out, but it's not permanent, I don't think. I don't know, man. It is what it is. It's just some bullshit that we've been going through as the channel lately. Some of you guys know what I'm talking about. Whether it's the fucking GoFundMe getting flagged down, whether it's the fucking suggested views not popping up anymore for people. It's a lot harder to grow your channel that way, and I've been looking into it, and it seems like it's got something to do with the new YouTube algorithms, or specific channels getting like shadow banned, which means they don't tell you about it, but you just stop being put in the suggested views. So you still get views, so unless you were really on your game and looking at your analytics, you might never know, because the people that know about your channel, you know, the day ones, Trollbuster, MMA from the Heartland, my motherfucking dogs, you know what I'm saying, Stamina MC, Gary Kindred, all of y'all, motherfucking Octopus Train. I mean, we go on and on with the people that rock with, you know, that are in the full-time family. All of you guys listening to this right now, you guys know about the channel already. But there's not many people that are actually getting new people that are finding the channel. If you guys recall, even on fight night, we used to fucking, you know, people thought they were going to be seeing the actual video, so we would get like 10,000 views per video on fight night, because people didn't realize it was just me talking about the video. But either way, you know, they thought it was clickbait, but I even put post-fight reaction in toward the end. So either way, we were doing our thing on fight night, and we would get thousands of new viewers, you know what I'm saying? And even that has been drastically cut in half. It's like, because it's not getting put in that suggested on fight night anymore. So it not only did it fucking cut our new viewers and new subscribers, you know, in growth in half, but also it cut our ad pennies in half. There's been a lot of demonetizing bullshit going on, doing 3-hour streams, and they're only giving us a fucking $1 off of it. It's crazy ass shit going on with the channel. I'm hoping, as of right now, I'm hoping it's temporary. I'm hoping it's like a fucking temporary shadow ban. But if this shit keeps up, you know what I'm saying, for the next couple of months, and you know, shit's not growing, it could be bad news for the channel. But we're gonna hope that doesn't happen, man. We're gonna keep grinding, keep looking for work out the shift. It's not like we're gonna delete the channel. It's just, you know what I'm saying, we might, you know what I'm saying, our growth is going to be severely limited, so whatever that means. With that being said, I appreciate you guys for listening to this. We'll be doing the live stream tonight, and we do a live stream every day if you're new. I mean, I don't even know if any new people hear these, you know, unless you're searching for something specific in the search bar, but it is what it is. Let the full-time family know what you think in the comments. And before we go, shout out to all the full-time MMA white belts that have hit the subscribe button. Make sure you also hit the bell right next to it so you get notified every time I upload a new video, or some of the time that I upload a new video, because YouTube's notification bell is a player hater. But this is one of the hardest working independent MMA channels on YouTube. We provide daily updates, full fight card breakdowns and predictions. We make MMA fighter freestyles, and we've already interviewed pro fighters Aljamain Sterling, Sean O'Malley, Felony Charles Bennett, and Bruce Lushmedio in just a little over a year as an MMA channel. We're one of the fastest growing MMA channels on YouTube. So with that being said, if you're interested in more videos like this, check out the Full-Time MMA Dojo over at patreon.com. One of the things you can see while you're over there are some of the goals of the channel, and also more free videos like this, betting advice, and more. We just launched the Full-Time MMA store over on teespring.com, and we've got some limited edition gear in order to celebrate that. We've got some Day One Foop the Other Side shirts that are only available for a limited time. Also, you got leggings, phone cases, Don't Be a Bagel Biter, coffee mugs, and more. With that being said, you can check the links out in the description if you want to check out the Full-Time MMA Dojo or the Full-Time MMA store on Teespring. I apologize about the long outro, but a closed mouth don't get fed, so respect. Let the Full-Time family know what you think in the comments. I'm out.
Da 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 da. It's the motherfucking DOG.